Hello and welcome to the AssemblyTV studio. I'm your host Teppo Ispiria Suominen and this is the photo and graphics studio. With me here in the studio are Iris.
Hello.
And welcome. Japsu.
Hello.
Welcome. And Joni.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's try that again. Thank you guys for joining me in the studio. So to compose both very specific graphical styles, very different from each other maybe, with a photo being mostly unchanged photographs, very little changes, and then graphics where you can do anything. As long as you can do it, you can make it happen on the screen. Overall feels about these two combos?
Well, there were again so many good entries, like difficult to decide which ones to pick for this compostudio, and
definitely.
Yeah, there were like average entries and really good entries, and some were pretty generic entries and funny entries.
Yeah.
Loads of different stuff to look at.
A lot to pick from, definitely.
Yeah, for the juries and of course for the voters, what's going to be difficult in this and this compose is that the diversity is huge. For example, in the photo competition, we are pitting against each other landscapes, nature photography, still lifes, and then some amazing trick photography.
Yeah,
so
some very specific macros.
How would you decide, like, which one is better? A good nature photograph that has its own difficulties, that has its own rules, or a stunning trick photography that must have taken hours and multiple tries to complete.
Yeah, definitely something that you actually have to build to make it happen.
Yeah, and also of course we have the same problem between different kinds of techniques in the graphics competition, where you have 3D and digital paintings and whatnot.
True. Well, what about you, Joni?
Yeah, like you said earlier, that the diversity was huge in this. But what I noticed in the pictures, in photographs, there was most of the pictures were macro and landscapes. There was like two themes, and of course you get stunning pictures if you are in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the graphic combo, there was some amazing pictures. I think there was so many where to pick from that it's hard to discuss, like, generally. But yes,
Definitely. Actually, let's jump right in. We had some individual entries picked out from both of the compos. We'll begin with the photo compo, and first one was number 2, Harley Quinn. Something very different from the whole of the other competition, I think.
You could say that well, photographing cosplay is at the core of my photography hobby, so I take a lot of photos that are something like this, and I especially see a lot of cosplay photos.
Yeah.
So this photo strikes out from the other pictures that we have in the competition by virtue of having a human model in the picture.
Yeah.
And in this instance, a human model in very striking clothes.
Yeah.
But then again, as a cosplay photo, I don't think this photo is anything out of the ordinary.
No, not spectacular, I would agree, definitely. But only photo in the competition with a human model.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something different there.
I was also at the jury for this competition, and there were some other photos with a human model that didn't make the cut.
Okay, so this one was the one that made it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. How about you guys? How do you feel about cosplay or cosplay photography as a part of this kind of competition?
actually, yeah. I was amazed by the background was like red. It didn't strike as bad. The costume didn't strike out as bad as it could be. I don't know. Would it be better with like background? I don't know. I'm not expert on the cosplays, but it was really good looking, and it was made to work with that red background.
Definitely. What about you? What did you think about that picture?
Well, at first I thought it was a painting or vector art or something, like the colors were so definite somehow in it.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if they had like a really high energy LED lamp that's red somewhere shooting into the staircase that they took the picture in, because it seemed like they had painted it in light. But we will never know, maybe. We would have to find the artist. Okay, moving on, two very similar and yet dissimilar pictures. Numbers 12 and 10, same. Actually, number 4 here in the middle. What was? I can't remember the name, but
Fractal life form.
Fractal life form.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, and this one was very different macro.
In the jury, we were guessing what is being photographed here, and our best guess was that it was a coral of some sort.
Yeah, with a light backdrop behind it. Yeah, we actually discussed this in the audience as well. What is this that is in the picture?
Yeah. What was more clearly visible in the jury was that focus isn't uniform over this picture.
Yeah.
So in the upper right corner, we have the bevel lit parts of the photo that are clearly in focus, but then again the lower left corner of the photo falls a bit out of focus, and I feel it can't be justified in this case. I would have preferred to see the whole coral in the photo be in focus.
Maybe with a macro that's that tight cut, you should have it everything full focus there.
It's challenging technically, and of course selecting what to put in focus and what to not put in focus is very
definitely
critical to the art of macro photography. And of course this is a matter of opinion.
Of course. Okay, now jumping onwards, the one that I was trying to slide us into, I misread there. Numbers 10 and 12, same name for both entries, gotcha. So Pokemon was a theme. This one's number 12, I believe. And then there's number 10. Same theme, but very different kind of photographs.
Yeah, you can. Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So the Pikachu picture, that was like, you can see that there was some hours just to take that one picture.
The setup must have taken.
The setup must have taken hours. But the other picture with the Pokeball, I love how it darkens on the edges.
Definitely.
The dark part on the edges and the red light glowing from the Pokeball. That was like very striking and amazing looking.
Definitely.
In the Pokeball photo, we have good use of out of focus parts in the picture.
Yeah.
Where we have the Pokeball and the grass around the Pokeball in focus, and then those darker parts in the front and especially in the back falling out of focus. And also when you make photos with strong out of focus elements, it emphasizes the quality of the lens you are using, and in this case it's like good enough not to cause any kind of artifacts in the out of focus parts.
Definitely. Okay, next up, number 7, Onwards, I believe was the name. Very gamey pick, this one. I think we picked this mostly because of the game theme. Also, a very good example of macro photography in this competition, I think.
But it's disturbing that the fluffy doll is
Stitch.
Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch.
From Lilo and Stitch, it's a bit blurry and out of focus. It was some kind of disturbing for me to watch the picture.
Yeah, it's definitely, when it's furry to begin with and then out of focus to continue with, it makes it a very striking difference to the Zelda model, which is in focus and plastic. So maybe not the best macro piece.
But anyway, this is a photo, the kind of which I like seeing in a competition at Assembly, because we have some photos that are clearly displaying the gaming in the photo, having gaming as a theme in the photo. Then we have also photos that carry a strong demo scene background, and also photos that refer to the computer culture as a whole. So this is why I enjoyed seeing this particular photo in the competition.
Another photo we picked on that specific point, number 15 in Chiba City Cowboys, something. I don't remember the full name.
Yeah, in that photo you have a hacker and then code on a display, on a translucent display, laid over the face of the hacker. So that's prime example of the kind of inclusion of computer culture in the photos in the competition.
Definitely. Very good artistic style there with it kind of, there we have it, that sticks to the party, the heart of the party that we have here at Assembly.
Yeah, the display we have here in the studio is very dark, and I'm having trouble seeing the hacker in the picture. But
I hope they can see
there they are in the middle of the picture.
Let's hope
the
they
translucent display.
At home watching. Then another pick, number 14, unique symmetry, the trick shot of this competition.
We had two great trick shots, and also in the jury we saw the making of pictures for those. So the artist in this photo had built their own macro photography rig, or you could almost say that it's a microscope, because we are going so close to the microscopically small snowflake in the photo.
And it was a rig that attached to their camera.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
using
amazing.
a common macro lens.
Oh, damn.
And putting some optics in front of it.
Okay. Very cool. And the other trick shot we picked, number 16, real-time ray tracing 2.
This was one of my personal favorites. I'm a sucker for chromatic colors and use of dark blue.
Yeah, and they had, 3 speed light launchers or something for this, so I would like to know what the time frame on that picture is. It can't be more than 1 per 2,000 second parts of the second, so very, very close cut picture there.
Yeah, and this especially is a shot you need to try over and over again in order to, first of all, get the timing right, but also get all the splashes that you have in the picture to look good. I mean, you can't direct the flow of the water in a photo like this very accurately. So you just need to throw it there and hope it lands so that it produces visually or aesthetically pleasing splashes.
The amount of speed that you need for that is just unsurmountable.
Also, the name of the photo is again a one in a series of great demo scene references.
Yeah.
A nod to the long history of demo culture.
Yes, definitely. But very good overall quality in the photo compo. We didn't pick any of the landscape photos for our studio. There were a few of those as well, but we focused more on the technical aspects of that. But moving on to the graphics compo, there would be first pick number 4, Will-O-Wisp, that we picked. This one was something that we uniformly also at the same time liked and didn't like, I think.
Yeah, this picture illustrates one of the common problems that we noticed in the graphics competition, that the style in the photo is inconsistent. So in this picture we have the space in the window of the spaceship, and it's very accurate, it's very detailed. You have all the small stars and the nebulae and all of that in the window, but then when you move to the insides of the spaceship, and especially the spacesuit and the person inside it, the level of detail is noticeably different than it is in the window.
Definitely, yeah.
This can of course be used as an emphasis, as a artistic tool, but I felt in this competition we didn't have good examples of using the difference in the level of the details.
And detail.
We didn't have a good example of using that as an artistic tool,
Yeah.
but rather it
Yeah,
was
they were more like accidental.
Accidental,
Causing
maybe
impact.
blunders in the picture even.
Yeah.
Definitely. Next pick, number 9, Cheese Attack. I think, Jonni, this was your pick of the litter.
Yeah, it is. It was very interesting, and it made me feel like this was well designed, and the same style goes on from left corner to right corner. It was all made in the same style.
Yeah, I agree. This is a prime example of the same artistic style applying to very diverse elements in the picture.
Very uniform
We have
as
that
a picture.
cheese goo, we have that automobile there, and then we have the person in the trunk of the car.
Yeah.
So all of those are drawn in compatible styles, despite being wildly different
Definitely.
parts of the
And very
picture.
beautiful 3D style there. A throwback to me for last year was the color team, blue and orange. Not so much this year, only 2 entries made the cut. But last year I think we had 4 or 5 very classical color pick there. Next up, number 13, Dragon Slayer.
Very stunning picture about lacks of depth in it. There you can see the dragon wing behind the hero there, and it shouldn't look to be so close to the hero. And possibly the lack of detail in the dragon head on the top left corner makes it look a little out of place as well.
Yeah.
But the color scheme is amazing, and
And it contributes a lot to the atmosphere of this
Very,
picture.
yeah, very beautiful use of color and art, I think there. Okay, next pick, number 15, Legendary Punatulkku. Stunning picture, I think.
Even the artist said that it was made using 3ds Max. It's still pretty flat image. Only the armor is 3Ds, but the other aspects of the picture are really flat. I was hoping that the Punatulkku would come closer to me.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a problem with the Punatulkku. The background color is a very similar color
Yeah, that's
to
true.
the bird, which maybe dims it out a bit from the picture. But very beautiful picture, I think.
Yeah.
But I think we can all agree on our favorite
yes.
on this one, number 16, Grove of the Pilgrim Hollow. Let's see if we can. There we go. Totally stunning.
Yeah, the amount of like details in this picture is amazing. I cannot even imagine how many hours it has taken to make this picture. Like the birds on the background, it looks almost like a photograph.
Yeah, it's like a CG photo of a game or a movie to me. It's straight out of an art book.
Yeah, and also the atmosphere is great. It's at the same time kind of serene, but also threatening and kind of haunted in a way.
And Iris, I think this was your favorite as well.
Actually, this wasn't my top favorite.
Okay.
I always like pictures like this. Like I can appreciate the effort put into the picture, but there's a problem that they are somehow always really similar to each other somehow. And once you've seen couple, you start losing interest. It takes a lot to get the wow effect again.
That is true. It kind of feels like this is a picture I've seen before, even if it's different from everything you've before seen. Definitely. But any ending comments on the graphics and photo combo from you guys? Okay, I don't want to hear winners, but maybe overall comments on the compos.
I'd say we have a few clear
Favorites?
expectations of the winners, despite whether or not they are our personal favorites. We have a good guess of which works will
Maybe
win
like
each competition.
Yeah, on top
But
threes maybe.
Yeah, I really look forward to seeing the rankings of these two competitions because what's especially interesting is that, for example, for the photo competition, how do the landscapes place, how do the still lifes place, and the nature photos, what's the how the different styles rank.
And with photo compo being only 2 years in, we can't really guess what we'll be getting. So that will be interesting to see.
Yeah, and how much appreciation can the jury give to the pictures like the snowflake? How much work has gone into that picture? Can jury give it a bit of like head starts from other?
Yeah.
Because they know how long it has taken to.
Of course, there's that. Like, what will be the thing that's appreciated in the compo?
Yeah.
With graphics, we can maybe guess a bit more. We've seen this a couple of times already. We know how it goes. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining me in the studio. We'll be moving forward with the day schedule, a lot of combos ahead of us. So enjoy the party, enjoy the combos. Thank you for joining me in the studio. Thanks everyone for watching. AssemblyTV out.